I'm speaking today with Jeff from Angels of Misplaced Wings in Portland, Oregon. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. And we're speaking today on behalf of Jan Jeremias of Paws Path. I guess she has a relationship with you, and she wanted people to know a little bit about what your organization does on behalf of animals over there in Portland. So, can you give a little bit of an overview about what you guys do there?
Sure. We are a sanctuary for differently abled and senior pets. Um, you can hear them all barking in the background
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
um, so we take in dogs that other rescues have taken in and try to find homes for, but have not been able to. And so we provide them with their long-term, forever home, and we're focused on quality of care. So we seek out specialists and people like Jan who provide us with support for essential oils or Chinese medicine, those types of things.
Uh huh. And how did you get involved with Jan? Like, how does that relationship work, and how does that benefit the dogs there?
So I started using doTERRA essential oils about 2 years ago. And one of the first resources that I was pointed to for the use with dogs was her book, Spoil Your Pets.
Hmm.
And I got that book and I started going through it and had some really great success with some of her formulas and recipes
Hmm.
that are in that book.
Hmm.
And through that, I had some pictures that I posted and I tagged her in, and we started communicating via Facebook. And then discovered that she was offering consultations, and reached out to her again for those because we have some very specific needs, and I didn't really know where to start
Yeah.
or how to get that going.
Yeah.
And so we started consulting with her for these special issues, and it has dramatically changed the quality of life that we're able to offer to the
Wow.
dogs in care.
Can you give a couple of examples about these special needs and how Jan was able to help?
Sure. So the most recent one is we have a Great Dane that's 3 years old. His name is Bo, and he's blind, deaf, and has recently developed several health issues related to his intestinal tract. He has a heart condition. He has severe anxiety. And so she recently put together a protocol for us that we started about a week ago. And we've already noticed the biggest change has been in his anxiety level, has come down dramatically. And that overall helps his overall well being, and is keeping his, with the anxiety being lowered, it helps keep his heart condition in check because he's not stressing his heart. And that also directly impacts really how well he's able to process and digest foods.
Huh?
And so he has been putting weight back on. He had a substantial weight loss. And so, with the help of the oils and the supplements from doTERRA,
Hmm.
we've made some great strides over just a short period of time.
So basically, it was essential oils and dietary supplements that you used with the dog.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he took to those pretty well. There was no objecting on his part.
Well, fortunately, we've been using the oils with him since he was little, so he's already been, pretty well adapted to them.
Hmm.
He actually, I consider him an oil hound. If I grab an essential oil bottle, he is immediately by my side, and he wants me to put whatever it is on him.
Hmm.
um, and he has we have his litter mate as well. So if I oil up Bo, I have to oil up Luke, or he will follow me around until I do
Oh,
that.
that's nice. Any other examples about how Jan's advice was able to help?
Absolutely. We have another Great Dane that is almost 11 years old.
Wow, that's all.
And
That's all for a Great Dane, isn't it?
it's extremely old. Usually their life expectancy is about 7 years,
Hmm.
7 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So, and that would be a healthy Great Dane. Caesar has never been very healthy, so to have made it this far has been great. His biggest challenge these days is mobility. He has a atrophied spinal cord, and we take him for physical therapy. And I had asked Jan, excuse me, for a protocol that we could apply prior to his physical therapy and prior to his underwater treadmill therapy that would help stimulate his nervous system,
Mm.
and provide him with some more mobility. And so she had recommended a protocol of 3 oils, which we apply when we get to physical therapy.
Hmm.
And we've been doing that for about a month. And what we've noticed is that one of his big issues with this spinal cord atrophy is there's not a connection, or communication between his brain and his back legs. So using these oils, what we see now is when he gets on the treadmill, he's actually placing his feet and walking instead of dragging his feet. Which allows for him to be aware of those back feet when he's not in physical therapy, which helps him get around at home. And it also is helping him build back the muscle mass that he has
Yeah,
lost.
and what's miraculous about these remedies is that we should remind people that this all happens with no side effects, of course, like you would find with medications.
Correct, correct. I mean, it's, there's nothing there. I mean, we're just dealing with essential oils. So, yeah, they're just providing these great results, and there's nothing happening on the side or any complications. I mean, they're complementary for us for all of the things that we use, because we use Chinese herbs, and we do use Western medicine as well. So that helps complement and enhance the effects of the medications that he is taking as well. I'd also like to point out Caesar, a year ago, before we really got into the essential oils and the supplements, he was probably on 10 different medications, twice a day. And with the essential oil therapies, we've been able to take that back to just 2 medications.
Wow, wow,
Yes.
that's impressive right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and
And
I was
oh,
just
go
saying,
ahead.
what's amazing is that we're knowledgeable about using these holistic and natural treatments for ourselves, but that we can transfer it to our pets with the same benefits
Yes,
and same reducing the risks is just incredible.
absolutely. And the funny thing is I use the essential oils and the DoTerra supplements for the dogs way more than I use them for myself,
Mhm.
because they're really my priority. And so they get way better treatment than I do.
Yeah,
And it's hard not to do it for them after seeing all of the results.
sure, sure.
And with Caesar, the medications that he was on before had substantial side effects and
Mhm.
actually led to a lot of, he has muscle wasting, and those medications he was on contributed to that. So being able to take him off of that has been incredible for him.
That's great. So maybe now we can just talk a little bit about people out there. Seeing pardon me, I'm actually on the road, so I'm in the side of a friend's restaurant in suburban New York. So we're putting up with the noise here. So be patient. I was grateful to find a space to work in. For people out there with pets with needs who want to get them off medications, who want to enhance their health and well-being. I mean, it's important to let people know that there aren't a lot of people out there like Jan, who's got maybe a decade of experience working with cats and dogs with essential oils and natural remedies. I mean, that people can consult with her even long distance. That I mean, you guys work with her long distance. You're bi-coastal, and
Yes.
she doesn't even have to be on on location. She could work via Skype or, and work remotely. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because people out there with pets, it's such an issue. We become so attached with our pets, and then when they get ill, it's such a problem when they have to just go down the traditional, sort of veterinary medical mill.
Right. Well, definitely. I mean, Jan is just, I mean, I'm very particular about who we work with, and we seek out the best of the best. I've traveled all over the country to work with some of the best Western medical doctors. Fortunately, we have one of the best Chinese medicine doctors here in Portland, so that's been local. But there definitely, when it came to the essential oils, there aren't really a lot of resources available, especially when it comes to animal companions.
Hmm.
And what, for me, what really drew me to Jan is she has not only, over a decade of personal experience using the oils with herself and her animal companions, but she also has a scientific background. And that is incredible. This isn't just some person who uses the oils telling me, here's what you use because I've used them myself. She has the information to back up
Right.
why she's using what she's using and how it works.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, having worked with her for so long now, Jan is definitely what I would call as a West Coaster. She's very woo woo. She, she's very connected to something bigger than herself and bigger than Western medicine and the oils. She really has this intuition that allows her to say, there are 10 essential oils that you could pick that all have the same scientific what's the word I'm looking for, would all have the same scientific results. But she will look at those 10 oils and say, based off of what I've learned about your animal companion and their personality, what I'm sensing about them, if I were going to pick one of those 10 oils, I would use oil X, because that just feels like a better fit. So not only are we getting this scientific knowledge, we're getting this intuitive knowledge as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's great. I'm going to wrap up here only because I don't know. Pretty soon the music is going to kick in here and they're going to get ready for business. But I appreciate your
Okay.
time. It's been great, and it's great that we have this technology that we can just on the spur of the moment have these conversations, and people can find out about what's going on without big production value. So this has been great. We're going to make sure that people know about what you do. We'll make sure that we link to your website and any necessary articles, interesting pieces that in the piece on Jan's website and her Facebook page.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk with you today.
Likewise. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.